Everything you've been told about being the 1% man has been a lie your entire life. And I'm here to get that right. So, you're telling me there are guys out here that are walking around believing to be a 1% man, you have to be 6'5", a 6-figure earner, driving a Bugatti, having sex with models and popping bottles in the club? Like, really? That's how shallow it is to be a man nowadays? And you're talking about the top 1% of us? No. The concept of being a 1% man means that you are becoming 1% better every day. You're striving to be 1% better every day. So, if you're watching this video and you haven't watched part 1 of this series, when you're finished or before, go back and watch that, because in part 1 we talked about 4 things you need to do to become a 1% man. Now we're going to talk about the next 4. Number 4, develop a holistic grooming regimen. So I didn't really care too much about grooming. Maybe I would do under the waist here and there sometimes. Maybe my haircut, but I had dreads, so I didn't care about that. Now that I'm a 1% man, I'm in more places. I'm having to deal with more people. I'm having to communicate on an hourly basis with different people. So I need to be at my best. I need to look good. I need to feel confident. I need to smell good. And all of that comes when you develop a good grooming regimen. You gotta really focus on those things because your appearance is super important. I think the saying is you only get one chance to make a good first impression, right? So it starts with your grooming. Even though you may not have expensive clothing, even though you may not have expensive shoes, if you have a slick haircut, like I just came from an interview today. I had an interview today. I went in there confident as ever. I crushed the interview. I just got the email already saying that they accepted me, and I'll tell you guys more about it. But this is what I'm saying. You have to put those things in place. Prioritize this too. This is not small. This is a major part. Like that first impression when they saw me walking into that interview room, I know what effect that had on them. That's why I do what I do. That's why I keep myself clean. But before, that wasn't me. Before, I wanted to settle for mediocrity. And maybe you're settling for mediocrity in that department and you feel as though it's not a big deal. But my friend, I'm telling you, to be a 1% man, we are not settling in no department. We're striving for excellence in every area. So work on your grooming. Develop a good grooming regimen. Another one, this is number 5 here. Have a large vision for your life. What is your vision? What is your vision for your life? What do you want to accomplish in this life? Do you want to be wealthy? Do you want to have a big family? Do you want to have a small family? Do you want to be the guy that people could rely on? What do you want for your life? The reason why I ask that is because your vision is what's gonna drive you to become better. A lot of us maybe might say, oh, I want to make $1 million. Okay, why do you want to make $1 million? Ask yourself these difficult questions. Why do you want to make $1 million to give to charity? Do you want to make $1 million to give your family a different type of life than what you had? Do you want to make $1 million just because you want people to talk about you as the $1 million guy? Maybe that's your goal. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm not judging you. Nobody's judging you. But you have to have a clear definition of why. And you have to have a clear vision for your life. The clearer the vision, the stronger the pull. It's like a magnet. If this is your vision and this is you today, if there is nothing in between here, that vision is going to pull you towards it. But if you have blockage, you're not clearly defining it, you're not working on your trauma, you're not developing a good grooming regimen, you're not leveling up your income, you're not doing these things, then it's very difficult to achieve what you want to achieve. So have a big vision for your life, but have a clear vision for your life and define it. Number 6 will be, and this is controversial because I made this mistake, but number 6 is do not move in with your girlfriend. Do not move in with your girlfriend. We live together. We've came to the conclusion that maybe it wasn't the best idea for us to move in together. That's the type of relationship we have. And you would see for yourself that moving in with your girlfriend as a person that is not a 1% man takes away from that drive. You get lazy. You depend on each other. You want to cuddle a little longer in bed. You don't want to wake up sometimes. I'm speaking from experience. Yeah, you guys, my camera died, but I'll keep going. That's part of the reason I took time off, to take inventory on what's going on in my life. Am I settling, or am I constantly pushing the dial to become the best version of myself? Am I allowing the excuse of the splitting of the rent to be a hindrance for my earning potential? If you want to be part of the 1% group, you have to be aware that when you move in with your significant other, if you're not already a 1% person, it's going to take away from that. The reason why is because you start depending on each other. It's just a normal human thing to do. You start depending on each other, and that is going to take away from your drive. That is going to take away from you wanting to do more, and you will have to make compromises. That's just part of a relationship. So I had to come to that realization, and I had to have this serious and difficult conversation with my girlfriend. Thank God that she is the person that she is. Thank God that she's so open-minded and so loving to understand that I need to be more. To be able to love her at the level that I want, to be able to provide for her and my future family at the level that I want. What happens in a relationship is very, very, very sacred. But when we take it for granted and we start shacking up and living together without being married, without being a 1% man, we compromise that sacredness. And maybe that's another podcast. Maybe that's another video. So just think about that. Just think about that. I'm not saying go put your girlfriend out on the street, but maybe you need to have that tough conversation. Maybe you need to think about it, and both of y'all sit down and have that conversation and express to each other why, the pros and the cons. See the pros and the cons of living together. Number 7 will be develop new skills. And I think we touched on that on setting higher standards. So I believe if you have a skill, that you would always have income. If you have a skill, you can pretty much demand your income. Whatever you want to make, you can make it if you have a skill. But if you don't have a skill, then you will have to settle for what everybody else wants of you. So develop a skill. Find an essential skill if you haven't found one as yet. For me, it's sales. Being able to sell and persuade people to buy something. I believe it's super important. Public speaking is another skill that I developed just by growing my confidence. So find a skill. You don't have to have 10 different skills, just one skill. Stick to that one skill and maximize the earning potential on that one skill. You would thank me later, trust me. And last but not least, and I said it a few times in this video already, is take consistent inventory. Take consistent inventory. Because all the things that we spoke about from 1 to 8, it's very easy to fall off track. But when you take consistent inventory, you get to see your blind sides. You get to see, oh, maybe I need to apologize. Maybe I need to wake up earlier. Maybe I need to work on this. Maybe I shouldn't have said that this way. Take inventory. When you do that, you are now becoming a 1% man. If you have gotten this far in the video, I really thank you. If you've gotten this far, you are a true 1% man. So don't just take all this information and go and sleep on it. I want you to take action. Think about things that you need to work on. Take inventory on your life. Take control of your life and become a 1% man. It's your boy, and I hope you guys didn't miss me too much, but I'm back. I'm back and I'm better. I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.